folks, and welcome back to Four Corners of the Galley. I'm your host, PBO, and you're joining me on my weekly breakdown of Power Season 5. That's right, folks. I'm going to be joining you every week after each episode of Power and breaking it all down and telling you where we are. I do plan on doing the older seasons. I'll get to it eventually, but I just wanted to go forward and do this one. So we start off with a brand new season of Power, and here we are in episode 1. Everyone is implicated. All right, let's kick it right off. Woo! So season 4 was a wild one. It wasn't my favorite season. I love 1 and 2, obviously, are my favorite 2 seasons. I think both of them combined together is just one huge, awesome story. I feel like they broke the story in half, and 1 and 2 was just a one complete story. 3 gets a little crazy. I am not a fan of Kanan. I feel like Kanan should have died in that fire. He should have died where he should have died, and I was cool with Kanan dying there. 50 hanging on is just 50 hanging on, and I feel like it's really weird. I mean, he did have a better role in season 3 and 4 because he was playing the antagonist, the sneaky one on the side. I give him that. But now that he's playing teammates with Ghost and Tommy, it's like, dude, really? I don't know about all that. So that's where we are. We just had the tragic death of Raina St. Patrick. She passed away due to the ignorance of Tyreek. I mean, Tyreek just completely messed that thing up and ended up getting his sister killed. Angela is always stuck in the middle, playing both sides, but at this point, we think that her and Ghost are completely done. Ghost spent a stint in jail, and he is now out, and he is trying to get everything together, and now his family is at its worst. So we kick off into season 1, and Angela's still at Detective Ray Ray's house, watching over the scene, because we all know after everything they went to go take out Ray Ray, do her killing Raina. So that was just wild. So we start there, and she's assessing the scene and having flashbacks, and she thinks Ghost's name is all over it. So what I feel like this first episode is way all over the place. It's a whole lot of things going on all over the place. I mean, they're trying to set everybody up and get them all in their place. The 2 biggest things I got out of this episode is they basically have drawn a line down the middle. We got the Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan team going against Dre. Dre and his cartel now, and he's the Connect. And then you have Angela and Tasha, who are going to kind of be teaming together because they're going to be working together, clearing this gun and different things, going against her own DA who doesn't trust her, and now Eternal Affairs from the police, because due to the actions of this episode, she's now got her eye on Angela. So Eternal Affairs shows up at this crime scene and wants to talk to Angela. When she's there, Angela just scoots off and doesn't have to talk to her because she's DA, and I guess she can scoot by and doesn't sign in or anything. So she leaves, and everything seems kind of weird and wonky. So you get back to Tommy and Ghost and all them, and Ghost is just trying to keep his family together. Tyreek is still a knucklehead, and he seems broken up, but I don't think it's really genuine. And when it comes to that scene at the end, I truly feel like it's not genuine. That he's probably very hurt that he lost his sister, but past that, I don't think he cares about anything of his father or anything else past it. I really could see it. Tasha's she's trying to be strong for everybody, and in this episode, she holds the highest up, and she's trying to clear charges because they used her gun to kill Ray Ray, and she wants Angela to clear it, and that's where her and Angela are working together. But then she's also trying to be strong and keep his family together because they're all ripped apart. Ghost is so sidetracked because all he has in his mind now is Dre. Because he feels Dre set this whole thing up because he's listening to Kanan now, who's on his side, even though Kanan had a lot to do with everything that's going on. So they try to go after Dre at that first little meet, and it's a perfect little setup. So Ghost and Tommy show up by themselves with Kanan in the car, and Dre's got his boys already set up, and it's a straight-out shootout. And I love the fact that we got right into it. So they already have a shootout. Things go sideways. Ghost and Tommy got to get out of there. Ghost ends up getting shot. Kanan comes out, and the one good thing Kanan did all episode, he comes out of nowhere and shoots up and clears out the room. They get lost. But now we got full-blown war. You got Dre going against them all. So now Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan are really trying to look for another plan. So they're trying to come at him a different way. They know that there's a big party at Truth coming up later, and they try to set up some other things. So they get a plan together, basically, where they're going to have... Kanan wants to use some of his guys. And they're cool with that. He's like, but those are brothers, man. He's going to see that coming. He's like, let me go to the Italians, and I'll use some other guys. He's like, all right. So Tommy goes to see his newly found Italian brother line now that his father's come back into his life out of nowhere last season, and now he's embracing a little more of his Italianism. and he's using these guys obviously, but he's still true to his boys because Raina was his goddaughter, and he is burnt up over this whole thing. So he goes to see them about some different work and different things they're gonna do, and they agree to a deal. But then when he comes outside, he's talking to one of his guys, and he talks about these two young killers. So he goes to these two young killers and tells them basically, look, man, I'll give you $60K for one. You don't hit them, you just bring them to me. And they're like, all right. So they got their whole little setup for going for that. At the same time, when Angela, she is stuck in between what she wants to do. She's trying to be good now that she's disconnected herself with Ghost, but Tasha's come to her to ask him to clear this whole thing with the gun because she doesn't want any more issues. So she's going back and forth between the whole thing. What she doesn't realize is now she's got the DA, her old boss, and the other guys staring at her, and now Internal Affairs is also looking at her. So Angela, I don't know what they're going to do with her whole thing. At the end of the episode, she ends up deleting the gun from the system. I really don't know what they're going to do with her because I get the whole love affair for the first 2 seasons and what it all meant, and now I feel like I don't know where she's going to be placed for this show going forward. So I'm going to have to wait and see what direction they take with her. The more real version you can truly see what's going on is this whole thing. So we get to the funeral, which is the big finale, and you got the whole thing with the congressman. He uses one of the black churches in the area, and he's trying to promote the whole thing as he's still trying to promote James St. Patrick as his big businessman, and you got he's trying to uplift him, and all these people are here, and I love that scene when they're asking like, who are these people? I don't know, and they're just kind of there. They really have no idea who's there. I want to call her Lala, but as I know, Kiki. Yeah, I think it's Kiki. I'm gonna get that right. And she's like, who are these people? I don't know. And they just fill the church up with a whole bunch of people just to make it look like something. So they're there for the funeral, and Tyreek has brave enough to go up to say he's gonna give a speech. So he goes up to give a speech, and he's talking about his sister, and he sees Tommy, who ends up having to sit behind Ghost due to some like political nonsense and everything. He sees him lean over and says, we're good to go. And at that point, Tyreek knows exactly what's going on. And this is where you see that he has zero cares for his father, and his loyalties are way off kilter because he is more loyal to Dre. He ends up texting Dre to run. Then it kicks over to Dre, and Dre's at his truth party, and things are going on, and he sees the two brothers are trying to get him. So he breaks out and gets away from him. At the same time he's about to get away, the two Italian dudes are waiting for him. They try to grab him. They almost get him. Dre ends up shooting both of them, killing one, and getting the heck out of there. So Tyreek completely trades sides and goes against his father and saves Dre. And now Dre knows fully that they're coming after him. So at the end of this episode, Dre does some straight Godfather old school gangster and comes up to Ghost while he's still sitting there at his daughter's graveside on the same day and just pulls up gangster on him like, look, man, you messed up, right? Because I got the full support. He's like, I got the full support of the cartel now. So he hands him that cartel card like, don't you ever be coming at me again. And Ghost is so mad. He wants to just kill him right there. And he's like, I know you ain't packing. He's got the whole deal. At the same time, they show all the different stuff, and they show Tommy showing back up to his house. He's got the car in there. Caden's coming out of some strip club with some girl or a club, and he's got a car right there. So now we got the bigger war that's going to really happen. So now it's Ghost, Tommy, and Kaden are going to have to systematically figure out a way to kill Dre, take back over, but at the same time, not mess with the cartel and their connection because they're going to want that back eventually. So this is going to be the whole big thing for this season. I don't know if Andrew's going to turn on Ghost maybe. I don't know. They're definitely setting up something bad to happen. I wouldn't be shocked if someone from the St. Patrick's side, I don't know about Tommy dying. Kanan definitely could end up going. Tasha, that's still a little too much. I don't know, but there's definitely going to be a few deaths this season because after last season and the shakeup, they're definitely going to have to make some more commotion go away. Out of the good point is the mom's back. I liked how she came back. I don't feel like I haven't seen her in a couple of seasons. Obviously, it's under tragic circumstances now, so she's going to have to be more a part of Tasha's life. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a very good start to the season. I like it. Table set and put everybody in their places. We get to meet the new players. You got the new Italian boss we got the new Eternal Affairs lady we're going to be dealing with. And it showed everybody else where they're at. So I liked, it was a good starting point, good jumping off point. And now we can get running into the season. Hopefully we get some greatness back into the Power, because it definitely has lost a little bit of the luster. It did have a big finale to end it, but the season was very uneven last year. So, whew. All right, well, let's catch you next week on episode 2, guys. Until next time, good night, Ted.